Good evening. My name is Alison Oswell. Your breath is short and your teeth are clenched. Sweat is beading off of your forehead and you begin to feel lightheaded. A rush of cold blood runs through your veins and you feel as if you cannot move. Your stomach feels upset and you don't think you've ever felt this afraid in your life. This is what it might feel like to have an anxiety attack. Often hormone levels can be the cause of anxiety. It is associated with our fight or flight response. When triggered, our pituitary gland secretes hormones that causes the release of adrenaline from our adrenal gland. When this occurs for situations that don't require it, we feel anxious. They can come on suddenly, anxiety attacks, and they can also be built upon. There are many causes for anxiety attacks, such as illness, your environment, and just plain stress. There are also many symptoms, including what I listed above, and much more debilitating. Luckily, there are a few treatments for anxiety that can include therapy and medication. There are many types and causes for anxiety attacks. GAD, or generalized anxiety disorder, is one of them. This is constant worries and fears that affect your everyday life. It can also include insomnia. This can also cause fatigue and general discomfort for the next day. Another is panic disorders. This is repeated or unexpected anxiety attacks and fear of another episode. This causes you to avoid public places or anywhere where you feel like it may be difficult for you to get help. Your own fear of having another episode causes this. OCD, or obsessive compulsive disorder, is another. This is characterized by unwanted thoughts or behaviors seeming impossible to stop or control. Another is phobia. This is an unrealistic or exaggerated fear of a specific situation that in reality presents little to no danger. This causes people to go to extreme lengths to avoid the things they fear, which only strengthens it. PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, is another as well. This is an extreme anxiety disorder that develops after a life-threatening or traumatic event. It's often compared to a panic attack that rarely lets up. Flashbacks, nightmares, and avoidance can develop. Often the smallest amount of stress can cause anxiety to build and finally bubble over. It is normal to feel anxious about certain things, and anxiety can often be a good thing. It can serve as a motivator to get things done and keep you focused. But, as a post on helpguide.org says, when anxiety is constant or overwhelming, when it interferes with your relationships and activities, it stops being functional. How many of you suffer from anxiety attacks? That's about half. I know that I do. The symptoms I feel can be different, and they can be small or large. I get very tense and I also perspire. My teeth clench and that gives me a headache, and it only makes my anxiety worse. I know that there are many other people that feel the same symptoms, but there are others. CalmClinic.com has a long list including rapid and pounding heartbeat, chest pains, muscle weakness and or tingling, or an intense feeling of doom, and even depersonalization. Depersonalization can make you feel detached and as if you may go crazy. With other disorders like OCD, people often have rituals or check things to make the anxiety go away. Fortunately, there are treatments for anxiety attacks. Therapy, including CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. It essentially changes the tracks of your thinking, and this can greatly help with overcoming anxiety. Medication also helps. Anti-anxiety drugs such as benzodiazepines, Klonopin, and Xanax can really help you when you are feeling bad. These act as a natural tranquilizer in your brain that calm breathing, heart rate, and overall levels. This happens by binding to a portion of GABA, which is gamma-amino butyric acids, in your brain in order to regulate the GABA or tranquilizers. Simultaneously, the medication works to stop the inhibitory receptors that prevent the natural tranquilizers from being affected. In summary, these drugs increase calming hormones while opening more receptors. The thing that will really help that I've found is to just change your way of thinking. In the book, Get Out of Your Mind and Into Your Life, it states that you should be in the present moment and accept your anxiety for what it is, just thoughts. Anxiety attacks affect many people throughout the world. It is caused by small and large amounts of stress. There are many symptoms that come along with it, including heart palpitations and tension headaches, but there is treatment and hope. You can go to therapy, take medication, or try to accept what you are suffering from and change the way you feel about your stress. I hope this information has helped to inform you all of this condition.